Wait, what is this? Why did they ban Puff? Did they ban sleep moves? Sleep moves are now banned from OU. Really? They banned sleep moves? What? Surely they didn't ban sleep moves, right? Hold on. Let me pull this up on screen. They banned sleep moves in OU. That's crazy. That's crazy that they did that. All right, yeah. Let's talk about this interesting new ban that we have in SVOU. I mean, I usually play draft, so I'm not gonna it's gonna be difficult for me to comment on this because I haven't played a lot of SVOU. But let's think about this. So moves that strictly induce sleep. So we banned Dark Void. I think Darkrai's in SVOU now, right? I'm pretty sure it is. We banned Grass Whistle Hypnosis. Effect Swore remains legal. So who banned? Finchinator banned. NJNP. This is interesting. So essentially it's because did they change Hypnosis? Like, what about this? And Puff, I might rely on you here. What about this made this ban worthy? What about this made it ban worthy? In specifically this generation. And what I'm curious about mainly is this going to affect older generations? Like, are we going to start actually considering sleep in the past? Because I never felt that these were too necessarily problematic. Sleep Cause did a good job of managing it. I think OU now in the times I've played is a lot more volatile, so that might be a reason that it's more ban worthy, I guess. But even that, I don't really consider that a reason to ban sleep. This is actually because this is a really, really interesting change in OU. This is a huge fundamental change. Sleep Cause has been a thing for ever.
Yo,
what's up, dude? This is actually high key, kind of crazy, of a decision. If you think about how long Sleep Clause has been a thing.
Yeah, so it's interesting because this was one that I didn't think they would actually do it, because it was really based around things having hypnosis and having it be such a free click on a switch or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you have mons like Iron Valiant that would run, it only needs 3 attacking moves and it hits the whole meta. So you can just throw hypnosis on it. If you miss it, oh well, whatever. You're still freaking yeah. And then there's other things like Darkrai coming in. Now it's you see that hypnosis go around way more because Darkrai is a big benefactor of it just being thrown around. And with that, you have like I said, Valiant. I think Iron Moth also runs hypnosis. I forget.
Iron Moth, that's crazy to think.
Or I don't know. I don't think it's Iron Moth. It's another one of the what's it called, guys?
The
Paradox.
Iron, whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just it sets you up for free setup way too much, and with it being such a fast-paced metagame, it's hard to come back from getting any free turns, right?
So. That's true. Yeah, I mean it's the same idea as yeah, it's really hard to play around. Do you think they're just gonna go back and do this? Because I think the last OU I played a lot that had common sleep moves was Gen 4. Because back when Gen 4 was a thing, people played a lot of Breloom. And so there's a lot of Spore then. I don't know if there's much now. DPP is insanely different now than it was back in the day. A lot of gens feel they keep a similar structure, but DPP feels like a whole different beast.
Yeah, so I would say the gens post Gen 5 are very similar to what they used to be, but anything 5 or below is completely different.
Yeah.
But 4, yes, sleep has been talked about a lot, actually, way before this ban, before they even talked about suspecting or whatever they were initially going to do with this. But yeah, Gen 4, they've been talking about it because you can sleep an extra turn, I think, in DPP. I could be wrong about that.
It's hard to remember what all the sleep turns do and all the
Yeah,
generations. They're so
yeah.
different.
Because Gen 5 it got banned because of the um, resetting of sleep turns every time you switch out. That was banned. Um,
Oh, sleep's already banned in Gen 5?
yes, yeah, that got
Oh,
banned in
okay.
like 2019 or 2020.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because that was the gen where it was unironically the most broken. Because you switch out, like you rest, then switch out. You
Yeah,
could be
it's
sleeping for another,
yeah, like
whatever.
you're fucked. Like it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Yeah, that
Yeah.
generation, Gen 5, like is yeah, that generation is problematic in and of itself.
Yeah.
There's so much wrong with that generation. As fun as it was.
Yeah. So, Gen 3, they're probably not going to do anything about it because,
There's not enough good sleepers in Gen 3.
yes,
And
that was exactly what I was going to say. You have Breloom, but Breloom's kind of bad. And then you have,
Braylon
like,
gets picked off by
Blissey.
everything. Yeah.
Blissey runs Sing now. And the thing is, like, you put something to sleep in front of Blissey, what's Blissey going to
Well,
do?
yeah,
You can't really, like,
Blissey can't take
yeah.
advantage of it.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of can take advantage would be Gengar. But Gengar kind of
Gengar doesn't even take
because
advantage
there's
of it
no
either.
setup moves.
Gengar
Yeah.
doesn't like push a lot of like progress through
Yeah.
like an ADV.
Yeah.
It's a good lead, but that's like anytime I've played ADV, it's been like kind of relegated just being like a decent lead. It's a good Andy Swampert lead, but
It's
that's not really what the meta's about anymore.
Bulkigar's really good, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends on the meta. I don't know. That's when I last played. It was like very good as a counter lead, and then Willow obviously is very good against Lax.
Yeah.
But then they started running Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
This is interesting though, yeah. No, that makes sense because Darkrai's in SVOU right now,
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah, so because Darkrai's around, a lot of people are like, with this last move set or this last move slot on whatever mon, do I really need like another coverage move, or if I just put something randomly to
Hypnosis
sleep?
yeah, it's the ultimate
Yeah.
coverage move, really. Like,
Exactly. If I put something to sleep, then I can get my other mon in set up, or I can just click with this guy. And then also, if they swap out and then they have a sleeper in the back, every time my Darkrai comes in, it chips away at that mon just for
Yeah.
being existing.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So yeah, it's really the offensive nature of sleep right now, and it's too much of a coin flip according to a lot of people. So
Yeah, I could see that. I haven't played a lot of this generation, but like the offensive like nature of it is like pretty. It's pretty difficult because you have to have your checks a certain thing because like booster are like very singular on your teams.
yeah,
And if you get sleeped, like you just lose games automatically, which is it's hard to play around because like there's no like you can't run Lumberry on things like that's just unrealistic.
yeah. And then another thing about it is, oh, oh yeah, they tried to bring back the argument. Well, sleep clause isn't a real thing on the cartridge, so we shouldn't even have it in the first place. And it's like, yeah, but we're
This is
playing
not
on
real on cartridge
Yeah.
anyway. Like I don't
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get that, but like
That argument
OU's
was
not really a
just
thing
dumb
for
when I read
cartridge
that.
anyway.
Yeah.
So that
Not even like, yeah.
I try to think like there are scenarios that would come up on cartridge where like no sleep clause is like you can't like play around it. Like at least like in emulator you could like encore a sleep move and like switch out, and if they stay in for whatever reason, then like that is like a situation that happens in emulator, not on cart. So I kind of see that,
yeah.
but that doesn't really come up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What really sucks is that like not broken moves like Yawn, which is just like a phasing move practically.
Yeah, that one this
Just-
one's is kind of a kind of an unfortunate like just byproduct of that is that like this move like Yon does have like interesting gameplay around it, and then they allow moves like fucking Dire Claw. We need a Dire Claw ban. That's my next crusade. Is I fucking
And
hate
then
this move.
yeah, it is a very very like it's too much of a gamble, but that's what fucking SV is a lot of
Yeah,
the time.
SV's just fucking gamble Mickey City. Like How much can we how much can I scam the other opponent quickly? Like how much booster setup can I run to fuck the opponent over?
Yeah, and the other thing that sucks is like Among Us is literally useless at this point. And
Oh,
it
there's
was
nothing
like
you
a
can do
good
with it. Yeah.
like Among Us, you not being able to spore, like that was the one thing that it had to like
Mm-hmm.
so that you had
You
like useful
yeah,
sport
Among Us,
and
like it basically use spore to kill one thing, and
yeah,
then you can kind of do whatever from there.
yeah. Cause like it was a good mod being that it checked things like physical valiant and whatnot, but
Yeah.
now it's not gonna do
Well, now
shit.
you can't check it now. You have to. You can not. I guess yeah. You don't have spore,
You
so
you still check it. It's just that they're switching. They actually can switch in now. Like they don't have
yeah.
to worry about
Which is
names.
like fine, but yeah, it does make Among Us useless, which is kind of unfortunate. That mod's like fun when it's in that metagame, but
Yeah, exactly. But
interesting.
yeah, that's really it. Nothing too.
Yeah, I mean it makes logical sense that like this would be kind of a next step for the metagame. I just it feels like SV is just like not you can't solve this meta without banning like a shit ton of guys from it. Anyway, like it's
Yeah,
always going to be rat racy. As long as I complain about that in draft, it's going to be infinitely worse in OU. And like I don't think you
yeah,
can
because
ban
of
the
the
guys.
terror. I don't know. I'm surprised that they haven't just like added at least Terra preview,
Yeah.
just at least that to you. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Still
Terra
feels like the Wild
preview,
West.
I mean it feels like it would help, but I feel like anytime I've played the Terra typings have not been obvious, but like they're I guess they've been established, but I guess like once you break off the established Terra typing, then you get like so much value off of that.
I think it's more relevant when you watch tour games
In Tor,
because
yeah, in Tor, like ladder, yeah, it's one thing, but Tor,
yeah,
I haven't watched any Tor of SV, so
you'll see a lot more like really cool terras that like are very unexpected, and then you're like, shit, this is. I mean, it makes the game a lot more interesting to watch, but
yeah, there's a lot of interesting aspects, but it's probably frustrating as hell to
well,
play.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Terra preview would seem like the next logical step, but
But I mean, that's not gonna change too. Like that wouldn't affect this
no,
uh
that not at
sleep
all.
ban. Some people were like, let's just ban hypnosis, but that didn't work out.
That like you still have like Darkrai and like Among Us, which are like probably some of your biggest like offenders of sleep.
Yeah,
Obviously like the annoying parts of sleep are um like the random hypnosis, like bronzongs and stuff, just like collecting hypnosis and like being a bitch, but
mhm. Yeah. Another thing that's uh, especially used on Darkrai was blunder policy. So
oh
if it
yeah.
missed the hypnosis,
Yeah, if you
it would be
miss
like
then you get the
double
fucking
speed.
boost, yeah.
So then you don't get outsped by like Valiant that comes in or whatever.
Yeah.
And then if you do hit, then you can set up like with a nasty plot or whatever.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, that makes sense. I don't know. I wonder what other gens this would happen for. I haven't played enough of the other ones. Like to your point, like Gen 3, I don't see it happening. I feel like DPP has like more pressing matters. Like I feel like people not
Jirachi is probably more of a pressing matter,
yeah.
but sleep is known as like another thing that constantly gets talked about. So
Yeah, and I don't know. And maybe this is just like because I watched a BKC video, like I heard like Clefable apparently is something that's like really problematic, people think, but
it's problematic, but it's not
it's not
like a
Jirachi.
ban
Like
worthy. Yeah, it's not like a
without Doug
ban
Trio,
worthy.
Jirachi kind of has a really good time in that format.
Yeah, more so than it like used to,
Yeah.
for sure. But the thing with Doug Trio, every single Jirachi team always had a Doug Trio on it before the Doug Trio ban, which
Yeah.
was also like,
That's also just like a whole other problem. Because then
yeah.
you like trap the Doug Trio and then yeah.
So
Neat.
yeah, I'll let you go. Get you back to
Yeah, back to fucking
Red
throwing
Red.
in this Nuzlocke. But that's it. Yeah, this is interesting. This is the first time they've done this in a generation after like live during a generation, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
live, because I mean, in
Most
the
people might
past,
not even know that they banned sleep. Like I didn't even know they banned sleep in Gen 5. Like I know
it,
like I most people who played that would probably not want to play it again after. They probably
Yeah.
wouldn't pay attention.
Yeah, because things that were OU, like Breloom and
Hmm.
Amoongus. Actually, Breloom stuck it out in Gen 5 OU. It's still up there.
Breloom's still decent. Like, it still has a lot going for it in that format.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Outside
sure.
of Spore, but Amoongus, yeah, basically not, it doesn't have anything.
Yeah, you don't see it anymore.
No.
It's just non-existent.
Word.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right. Word.
I'll let you
Peace.
go.